How we stand in table tennis is very important. You need a stance which allows you to move quickly from left to right, from right to left, backwards and forwards without losing balance. So, let's start with the basics. First of all, stand with your feet at least shoulder width apart. The taller you are, the wider your legs will need to be. So I'm around 5'11" or 1.8 meters. And when I play, I stand with my legs this wide. If you stand with your feet too close together, your balance won't be so good. Try this out for yourself. Stand with your feet close together and then lean from side to side, and you will soon lose balance. Now do the same with a wide stance. Legs nice and wide, and then lean from side to side, and you'll find it's much easier to keep balance. Secondly, get yourself lower. You do this by bending your knees, sticking your bum out and crouching forward, so your centre of gravity is right here in front of you. This again helps with balance, and it's much easier to make quick, dynamic movements when you're in this position. And by staying lower, you can actually see the ball a little bit better as it's more in your line of vision. Thirdly, make sure you're standing on the balls of your feet rather than on your heels. This really helps with making quick, dynamic movements. If you're too much on your heels, it can be a bit of a struggle to spring off the floor, and you may feel like you're just stuck in the ground. Fourthly, you need to think about your feet position. For forehand strokes, you want to have your left foot slightly further forward than your right foot. For backhand strokes, you can actually keep the same foot position as forehand strokes. So left foot slightly further forward than the right foot. Or it is okay to have your feet in a line for backhand strokes. And this basic foot position means you can move very quickly from forehand to backhand to forehand to backhand very quickly. Finally, what do you do with your spare hand? I've actually seen some players play with their spare hand in their pocket, which isn't really much help, so don't do that. Ideally, you want to keep your spare hand parallel with your playing arm, and this will help keep you better balanced when playing strokes and also whilst moving. So in summary, for a good table tennis stance, we need to stand with our legs at least shoulder width apart, bend your knees, stick your bum out and crouch forward, stand on the balls of your feet, stand with your left foot slightly further forward than your right foot, and hold out your spare hand so it's parallel to your playing hand. You also want to make sure you have a bit of a gap between you and the table. If you're too close, you're going to be very vulnerable to balls which land deep. And if you're too far away, you're going to be vulnerable to serves or returns which drop really short. So a bit of a gap is good, but you should still be able to touch the table with your bat.